Peace and love, family. Peace and love. It's your boy Chris Enlightened coming back again with some more spiritual fiddles. And today I'm going in on evolving your patterns. This is a good one, family. This is a good one. Evolving your patterns. Now, when I say evolving your patterns, most people don't even know what that is. But there's a pattern to the things that you do that aren't serving you. There's a pattern to the way you speak, the way you eat, the way you live, the way you think. All that stuff are patterns. The way you move, the way you deal with people. All that stuff is patterns. The low vibratory energy within the news and other low vibratory things you choose to do. All that stuff is patterns. Now, there's something unbeknownst to most people that exists within the patterns that you do. And these low vibratory information entities, man, they will coerce you to do things that you're not even conscious that you're doing. So that's why I tell people so many times, hey man, stop watching the news. Stop listening to low vibratory people. Stop choosing to do things that aren't in alignment with your higher self. Because when you do that, the entities within those negative things make you feed off of more negativity because they're fighting for their existence. It's just as simple as that. In layman's terms, there's some spiritual things going on that's low vibratory that's making you feed them. It's just as simple as that. But first, you got to start being indifferent to everything that's going on and focus on your patterns. Focus on all the unfavorable patterns that you choose to keep on doing that aren't serving you first. And write them down. I no longer want to do this. I'm tired of doing this. Write as many down as you can. And each week, take just 2. This is no fast track to success here. Take 2 a week and challenge yourself to no longer feed that energy within those unfavorable patterns. Challenge yourself. At the end of the week, if you succeeded, reward yourself. Buy you some new socks, some silk drawers, whatever it is you think you need. You know what I mean? But you have to reward yourself. Because when you reward yourself, that seals the deal. That seals the deal. It's a way to tell yourself that, okay, I made it. You know, I don't want you to be a forever student on working on those 2 things. I want you to work on them for a week, reward yourself, look at the page, X them out, and then pick 2 more things that next week. And this is what you're going to do on Sundays. You're going to reward yourself, and you're going to map out your next week of the 2 things that you're going to dissolve. These unfavorable patterns. You know what I mean? I really want you to start doing this, family. And this is something that you can do. You don't have to tell nobody. I know you might be living with your boo, big mama, cousin Pete, Junebug. You ain't got to let none of them know what you're doing. But just do it. Now, after about 5 months of doing this, you're going to dissolve 20 different attributes that don't no longer serve you. All those patterns that you were using that weren't helping you win are going to be dissolved, and you're going to open doors for favorable patterns to occur in your life that will manifest doors of opportunity for you, family. That's how you win. Baby steps. I know it sounds cliche, but it is. Baby steps. You don't want to go out there trying to run a mile if you ain't worked out in 5 years. You want to first start walking a couple 20 minutes a day. And then after a while, you can start running for 2 minutes every now and then until you can run a mile. The same thing with your spiritual growth and evolution. Evolving takes time. There's no rush. There's no rush. Along the way, there'll be things that you'll get introduced to that will help move it along a little quicker. But I don't want you to think that there's a rush to dissolve all these patterns. Another thing you can do, family, after you write your patterns down, make note of them. Have a book of success. It's like a spiritual grimoire of success for you. That way, after you about 5 or 6 months have gone back, go back and look at the book and see how far you come. Sometimes it's hard to see how far you come because you don't look back on how far you come. But when you open up that spiritual grimoire of success, you'll be flipping the pages. Man, I used to be like this. I used to be like that. I used to be like that. Now look at me. If you don't know what patterns you need to do To win, start looking at people who are successful, who you feel is successful. You know what I mean? Because success is different for everybody. My ideal of success may not be your ideal of success. And your idea of success will change the more of the negative attributes you dissolve. When I was 20, my ideal of success was making $10 an hour. I look at that, I look at that like, now. I wouldn't dare take a job paying under $30 an hour. That's just me. That's how I roll. But I've evolved over the years. And the more attributes or the more negative patterns that you dissolve, you'll evolve too. I used to have asking consciousness. I was always asking and searching for answers. I didn't allow myself to give me what I needed. Now that I give myself what I need, I don't ask anyone for anything. I don't need a reading. I don't need none of that. Because whatever I want, I know I can use the magic that's weaved into my reality to help me get whatever it is I want. Because I dissolved asking consciousness. I dissolved to have a need to suffer. I dissolved all those low vibratory attributes, family. You know? So hopefully you got some jewels on how to dissolve a lot of patterns that you no longer need. Because all these patterns are nothing more than programs. And when you stop using one program, you open the door for a favorable program to come your way. If you see someone that you love and close with that are still choosing to use those patterns that you dissolve, I'm going to tell you, you may have to let them go. You can love them from afar. And they ask you, hey, why don't you call me no more? Just tell me you're working on yourself. I'm working on myself. And when they see you win, they'll see you dissolving the patterns that they still covet. It's only natural for them to want to dissolve those same patterns if they want to meet you on the same frequency that you're on. When people can't meet you on the same frequency, they'll get mad at you and they'll find a way to get out of your life. Most people don't want to see you do good. So why are you worried about how other people see you? Just do you. You've all come here to do a job. The Creator gave a little bit of His primordial light to help you succeed in whatever it is you need. If you give your child $1 million and tell them, hey, go out and experience life. If they call you and ask you for $5, you're going to be like, I just gave you $1 million. What are you talking about? And that's how the Creator moves. That's how He moves. He gives you everything you need. Yeah, it's great to say give thanks to Creator and ask for help when you need, but you have everything you already need, family. Stop thinking that you're so helpless out here. Start acting like you the stuff. Because when you act like you the stuff, the universe will treat you like you the stuff. If you act like you're meek and you don't have nothing, the universe is going to give you more of what it is you feel you deserve. I feel like I deserve wealth. I feel like I deserve it all. And I have it. And I'm getting more because I deserve it. You know what I mean? So change the way you feel about yourself, and your life will reflect that which you feel about yourself. Just as simple as that, family. So hopefully you got some jewels, family, on how to change your patterns. Start embracing patterns of success and dissolving negative patterns that aren't serving you. Start creating more, start doing more, start helping people, start adding more light to your soul, start saying divine prayers, start taking in sunlight. Stop embracing the pattern of always using curse words, because all that is invoking that low vibratory energy in your life that you don't even need, family. Be clever with your lexicons that you use. Be clever with the vernacular you use when you speak to people. When you speak to people with kindness, love, and an astute level of consciousness, they're going to respond back the same. And it's going to be sweet. It's going to be sweet. And you can put a little of that spiritual sweetness on everything you do in your life, family. So on that note, it's your boy Chris Enlightened. If you want to support me, go out to Amazon, pick up any one of my books, The Enlightened Talk, Poverty Consciousness, Wealth Consciousness, Dissolving Your Limitations, and Consciousness Equals Choice. And until then, you already know what I'm going to be doing. I'm out here winning.